All right, so let's now look at case one, which is when there's no solution. So that's when we've got two parallel lines. So you don't need to write anything down. I'm just going to come over here and we're just going to analyze this. So what happens when you've got no solutions? So this is when you have inconsistent systems of equations. That's what we call it. All right. So here's our example. 2x minus y is equal to -1 and 2x minus y is equal to 1. Well, what would we do to solve this? So remember what you do is you write these as matrices. So this will be 2, -1, 2, -1. Then this will be x and y. And then my answers here are -1 and 1. And then we call these things different names. So we're going to call this matrix A. This is matrix X, and it's equal to matrix B. If I now want to solve for matrix X, what I'm going to do is go the inverse of matrix A multiplied by B. So let's now do that. So we're going to come over here. We're just going to come here. We're going to have to define these matrices first. So let's define A. It's 2, 2, -1, -1. Then we'll come over here. Control this is A, enter. And then we'll define B as well. We'll come here. It is that matrix. It is -1 and 1. We come here. We go this. It is B. Hit enter. And now if we want to solve for X, what we do is we take A, we raise it to the -1, and we multiply it by B. And when we do that, it says singular matrix. And we know what it means when it says singular matrix. A singular matrix is when the determinant is equal to 0. So in other words, you cannot find the inverse of matrix A. So let's examine this a bit more. If I said, what's the determinant? And if I come here, you can just type out DET and then go A. Or if you wanted to, the other way to find the determinant is go menu 7. And then once we're here, we can go determinant, then put A in here. So if we do this, do you see how the determinant is 0? And if the determinant is 0, you can't find the inverse of it. So that's what's happening here. So this is when you have inconsistent systems of equations. Inconsistent is the key word there. Inconsistent systems of equations. And graphically, it looks like this. When the lines are parallel to each other, so there is no solution. There's no solution here. So no solution, that is the two graphs of the equations do not intersect. The set of equations is said to be inconsistent. The lines are parallel. So if we would kind of write something here, you'd say X doesn't exist since the determinant of A is equal to 0, therefore inconsistent system. So X doesn't exist. There is no X and Y values that satisfy both of these equations here. Okay, so that is inconsistent systems of equations.